It's 18 hours.
Uh, Sir, we can wait for 2 3 minutes, a couple of minutes, and then we can start, if possible. Is it okay, sir? So, can we start, sir? Okay. Good evening, everyone. Hi, I am Pawan Pawar. I am Department General Secretary of Sitara Department. Today, so it gives me great pleasure to welcome all the students of the IIT Bombay for this webinar on 8 qualities of effective leadership. Leaders shape our nations, communities, and organizations. In other words, a leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. At some point of the time in life, we need to assume the role of a leader in the form of a father at home, or manager at office, or director of an institute, or any other position where we are interested a group of individuals. Whether you are in college or entering the working world, there will be situations that require you to step as a leader. Even outside of your career, there are moments in life where you may depend on your leadership skills to uplift those around you. So let's take a look at how we can develop your leadership skills. So to develop us and help identify the essential traits of a good Dr. Saurabh Chaudhuri, who himself is a community builder, guiding many doctors as a professor, so professor and HOD of a medical college. So just a brief introduction of the speaker. He completed his MBBS and MD in radio diagnosis and imaging from Pune, topping his university examination. He has done international certified courses in neuro-linguistic programming by Richard Bandler, Heal Your Life by Louis Hay, Mind Map, and Fast Reading by Tony Buzan, sound therapy, graphology, and nutrition. He has publication in various national and international journals, authored a book on radiology by Lambert Publications, Germany, became a professor and head at a very young age of 35. He is currently appointed as a chairperson of a youth forum, Ranchi Club. He has addressed more than 2 lakh students in various medical engineering colleges, including IITs and NITs all over the India, and officials of various corporate companies like Infosys, Cognizant, and Tech Mahindra. Post-corona outbreak, he has been working towards digital leadership entrepreneurship for serving the nation and educating the society at large. I request all the students to kindly take benefit from the talk today. Please, sir, we are eagerly waiting to hear from you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. If you are able to hear me, please type Y in the chat box. If my sound is clear to you, please type Y in the chat box. Thank you very much for the amazing participation. Yes, please type Y in the chat box so that I know you are with me. Okay, so I will be starting the screen sharing today on a very, very important topic. First and foremost, I would like to welcome all of you who spend your valuable time to come here and join us in the presentation today. I've given classes in various IITs like IIT KGP and in medical colleges like GS8 Mumbai and other places on leadership, time management, and other things. And nice to be with all of you. Can I request all of you to switch on your videos for a second, so that I can energetically connect to all of you? And yeah, thank you very much. So I'm seeing many students here. And here I go. I wanted to see all of you before we connect. Thank you very much. I'm seeing many participants. And the more the energy is there in the room, the more is the interaction and more is the sharing. It's not a one-sided session, but it's a session where we'll be sharing various aspects of leadership. And I'm immediately, just see the desktop is not coming here. Can we see whether the desktop comes? I'll just share. See, I'm putting the screen share. One participant. Just I'm sharing the screen. Whiteboard is coming. Yeah. Can I request the host to share the screen because I'm not seeing the desktop over here? Can the host share the screen, please? Admin, please share the screen from your side, the PPT for today. Because the screen sharing is not showing my presentation. Give me a second. नहीं, उससे share नहीं होगा. Yeah, just give me a moment by the time we share the PPT, because here the whiteboard, yeah. I'll request the admin to share because I'm not getting the desktop sharing. Start from the other side. Okay, now they have given me a message that try now. Let me check it. No, even now I'm not able to share. Admin, please take care of this. It is said only one participant can share. Please give me the sharing option. I'm not able to share it. Please give me the sharing option. I'm only able to see the whiteboard. I am the host.
You can actually, sir.
Huh?
You can please try once again.
Yeah, so when I'm sharing the screen, they are just sharing the whiteboard. There is nothing like desktop coming. Just let me try. Is the screen being shared? Are you able to see now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so it said, I'm just going to my first slide. Yes. If everyone is able to see, please give me a thumbs up or just type Y in the chat box.
Sir, still it's white background came.
White background, you're not able to see the PPT?
No.
But I'm not able to share. Yeah, just a minute. Now it's come. Okay, are you able to see now?
Yes.
Thank you. So it is said, well begun is half done, and there was some disturbance. Sorry for that. But now that you are able to see the slide, let us start with today's topic. I request all the participants to be very, very active and keep sharing. Okay. I'm just putting the chat box in the side. Yeah. Today is a day of guided missiles in the hand of misguided men. Fast food, but difficult to digest. Broad roads, narrow hearts, smiling faces, crying hearts. We are seeing so many incidents happening in today's day and date. Corona has totally changed the world. Previously, it was before Christ and after death. Before Christ, BC and AD. And now it's BC and AC. Can anyone guess what is BC and AC? BC means before Corona and AC means after Corona. So welcome to today's presentation, 8 Attitudes of Effective Leadership. As already mentioned, 22 years back, I joined my MBBS course. And when I was doing my course, I understood a very fundamental thing, that every university teaches about so many things. For example, I'm the professor and head of the department at a medical college. We literally dissect the body to the core. I am MBBS MD in radio diagnosis and imaging, and I have published various publications in various journals. So what I saw that we can find all details of the gross body, the nerve, the muscle cell, the sperm cell, everything, all the details we can see. And what does engineering teach? Engineering teaches about energy, matter, and interconversion of matter and energy. But the very important aspect, which is generally missed out on the education side in various things, is what? That is the science of life, the science of leadership, the science of living the life. So I have given classes in various medical colleges all over India. This was in BITS, Ranchi, which I recently took, engineering colleges. So we have to understand what is a leader. Every one of us are leaders. How many of you want to be a true leader? Please type Y in the chat box. How many of you want to lead even your family, you want to lead your friends, you want to lead your circle, you want to lead your hostel, you want to lead your society, please type Y in the chat box. And that gives me impetus to start the presentation. If you're here with me, type Y. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So today we will be understanding a very, very important topic of what is the difference between a manager and a leader, right? So then we will be discussing the content as it flows, that three types of powers leaders use. We have seen our professors, we have seen our friends, we have undergone many training programs, and the 8 attitudes of effective leadership is the power to listen, availability, tolerance, adaptability, discrimination, decision making, ability to respond, team spirit, cooperation versus community, and conclusion. How many of you are ready for today's presentation? I'm waiting for the response in the chat box. Please type BIO, bring it on. Please type BIO in the chat box, bring it on, so that I know that you are flowing with me. Please type BIO in the chat box. Okay, so we have to understand one very important thing is that what is the difference between a manager and a leader? Once a person was cutting the trees in the jungle, and when he was cutting the trees in the jungle, thank you for that amazing response. Thank you. Thank you, Onkar Tikal. Thank you, Soham, Litam, Santosh. I'm liking the energy in the room. It's evening time. I know you have a whole busy day and still you're with me. Thank you for that. Generally, a person was cutting tree in the forest and everyone was focusing on cutting the trees with laser jets. When all of a sudden someone went up a tree and shouted, well, we are in the wrong forest. And that is a leader. Efficient management without effective leadership is like straightening deck chairs in the Titanic. What is more important in life, speed or direction? Please type S for speed and D for direction. What is more important in life, speed or direction? Right? So generally we focus on the different skills. Thank you for that response, Akarsh, Reke, Rakesh, Mohit. The direction is more important. So if you're in the Titanic, it is most important to see that the ship is going in the right direction and take care that the icebergs are not there in between. If you keep painting the chairs, the ship will go on for a wreck. No management success can compensate for failure in leadership. We need to understand this thing. And this is one of the very important slides which I want to discuss today. What is the difference between a manager and a leader? A leader works with people and manager works with things. It is very important to love the people and use the things. But in today's world, it's reverse. We love the things and use the people. How many of you agree with me? Please type A in the chat box. Please type A in the chat box for agree. So leader works with the people. Thank you, Revti. Thank you, Mukesh. Thank you, Rakesh, Krishnanu, Vikas. The energy of the room is increasing. Santosh, the more you interact with me, the more the exchange will be there. Thank you so much. A leader believes in innovation and develops, but a manager administers and maintains. See, we are not putting a leader up or a manager down, but these are two rails in the success train where both are important, and we need to understand the difference. A leader relies on people and manager relies on the system. Both are important. A leader counts on people's trust and a manager counts on controls. Leaders does the right things and manager enables the things to be done right. Leader works on effectiveness and manager works on efficiency. There is spontaneous activity from the heart for a leader and there is a structural paradigm for a manager. A leader empowers the person and manager controls the person. A leader doesn't think that the money is wasted or expenditure. He thinks money is invested. But a manager always does the accounts and the billing and feels itna aya, itna gaya. He works that way. A leader will always work on the principle and manager works on the techniques and leader works with synergy. Synergy means 1 + 1 = 11 and manager generally works in digital paradigms. So we have to understand that you will experience that we have teachers, we have friends, we have leaders, and the three types of powers are generally used in an organization to work. The first is the coercive power, force. To compel by force or by exploiting the fear and anxiety principle. Dar is a bad motivation. The sword-wielding leaders catch the people doing the thing wrongs. Some people get a specific type of happiness. Galti karte wo pakad leta hai. feel appreciation is not necessary. Imagine that subordinates enjoy working with them. Well, look at the chess things below. One person is sitting on a stack of coins. Look at the image below over here, and all others are frustrated. A leader should avoid blaming, instilling guilt, making charges of incompetency, inadequacy, and one should never threaten abandonment. That is the worst thing a leader could do. Better than this is expedient power, where you give some sort of, some sort of dangling the carrot, a mutual agreement of trade based on self-interest. If you do this, we will get this reward. If you just keep going on for another year, we will send you to Japan. And remember this beautiful quote. Please, all of you want to take a screenshot. Remember the difference between a boss and a leader. How many of you want to become a boss? Please type B. And how many of you want to become a leader? Please type L in the chat box. B for boss, L for leader. A boss will say, thank you for that leader, Ravi, Rakesh, Anand, Vikas, Akarsh, Litan, Tekla, Santosh. Thank you so much. So remember that the difference between a boss and leader is that the boss says go and the leader says let's go. If someone just gives you order, will you like it? Or someone say, let's work together. Will you like that? And the third type of power is the ideal power which a person should use. And that is based on spontaneous attraction to an exemplary authority that commands respect through his qualities and example. We should not command respect, we should not demand respect, but we should command respect. It should come spontaneously from the heart. Now I heard a beautiful quote, and all of you, how many of you agree with this quote? Please type A in the chat box. And the beauty about this quote is, when I talk to managers, I get the feeling they are important. And when I talk to leaders, I get a feeling I am important. So how many of you would like to know the MMFGAM formula? Very important. Please type Y in the chat box. So MMFGAM, everyone likes. Thank you, Akash, Rakesh, Ravri, Soham, thank you. MMFGAM, make me feel good about myself. In today's world, there is back scratching. Everyone wants to just exploit each other. But if a person says a word of appreciation, a word of love, it is generally loved and everyone likes to feel good about himself. The leader should be careful not to promise things which are impossible to give, just to get the work done, not to break the promises. People are smart. To fulfill the promises in time and not delay it indefinitely. Kabir ka doha tha, kaal kare so aaj kare so ab, pal mein parlay hoegi, fer karega kab. But now sometimes we reverse this in the modern settings and the leaders may say, aaj kare so kal kare so kab, jo ho raha hai hone de, dekha jayega jab hoga tab. So not to use this dangling carrot always, otherwise it will become a habit. Please understand, this is one of the very important slides. Aaj ke presentation mein, if you want to take one word from me, from today's presentation, if you would like to take one word from me, that is NEEDS, needs, zarurat. अपने जरूरतों को समझिए, दूसरे को जरूरतों को समझिए. मैं तो एक लाइन में बोलता हूं, any person is a leader who has understood the other person's needs and he acts accordingly. We are so much in a lack of awareness. We are so much confused. We are so much driven sometimes by passion that we are not able to connect with our own selves. How many of you would like to know one of the beautiful definition of success? Because who doesn't want to be successful? If you want to know a beautiful definition of success, thank you for writing that formula. Thanks from the admin side. Make me feel good about myself. So please note this down. I'm going to tell. And all the students who are going to stick on till the end, I will give you one gift to all of you, a verbal gift, which I'm giving now, one sample gift, which I'm giving you right now. How many of you want to be successful? Please type S in the chat box. How many of you want to be successful? Type S in the chat box. Thanks, Soham. S for success. Success in any field. Thank you, Santosh. I'm liking the speed. Krishna, Mohit, Akash, Tekla, Yashwant, Litan. But sometimes we don't know the definition of success. Well, according to international trainer Tony Robbins, what is the definition of success? Success means to know how much to do, for whom to do, till when to do, why to do, and with what motive to do. I will repeat it for you. Success means to know how much to do, for whom to do, till when to do, why to do, and with what motive to do. Please remember this definition of success, and I will give you such lovely definitions for those who stick on till the end. What is the difference between sympathy and empathy? We will be discussing in details. Leaders always satisfy the need. हमारी हालत ऐसी है कि हम अपनी ही जरूरत को समझ नहीं पाते हैं. Did you ever get a news in the morning that a monkey committed suicide? Did you get ever a news in the morning that a dog fought with a bitch and came in front of a railway track and said, मैं मरना चाहती हूँ? Or an elephant did not get his quota of food and tried to drown himself in the river? Who is the most intelligent species? Humans. But sometimes all the problem is because they are not connected to their needs or zarurat. So people want sympathy, but people need empathy. People want riches, but they need fulfillment. People want fame, but people need appreciation. People want power, but people need support and opportunity. People want domination, but people need protection. People want prestige, but they need recognition and appreciation. People want freedom, but people need good guidance and facility. And everyone wants to be an intoxicated state and stay high forever. But actually, we don't need intoxication to forget our problems, but we need an altered state of self-awareness, which comes through meditation. And what does meditation mean to me? It's a simple line: from thinking to feeling to being. From thinking to feeling to being. A range of thoughts is going on in your mind. क्या होगा आज प्रेजेंटेशन में, क्या बताने वाले हैं, मेरे को फायदा होगा कि नहीं, मेरे क्वेश्चंस आंसर हो कि नहीं. So please translate this thought platform to the feeling platform in the heart, and then if you can be and resonate with your own energy, then you can actually be a leader. Those who want can keep a screenshot of this slide. Okay. So again, repetition is very important. 8 attitudes of effective leadership. And where have I prepared my presentation from? How many of you want to know where I have prepared my presentation from? Please type Y in the chat box. There is nothing to hide. I follow the DKID principle. Dil khol ke do. Dil khol ke do. Okay. So my presentation has come from 7 Habits of Highly Successful People by Stephen Covey. 7 Habits of Highly Successful People by Stephen Covey. My presentation has come from Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. And my presentation has come from the book Boundaries on Relationships and Leadership by Ford. So the power to listen is patience. Availability is humility. Thank you for the love sign, Onkar. Tolerance, love, adaptability, maturity, discrimination, knowledge. Decision-making comes from clarity of the mind, and ability to respond comes from courage, and team spirit from cooperation. Now I will be covering in the next half an hour 8 topics of a leader. Although it's a vast ocean, I'm covering the nucleus of the atom of the fathomless oceanic knowledge which awaits you. The most important and the biggest problem in our life, आज का क्या दुनिया है? Love at first sight, divorce at first fight. Love at first sight, divorce at first fight. We don't fall in love. One should rise in love. So biggest problem is that people don't know how to listen. What is the difference between hearing and listening? Please understand that when you listen to the person, be available completely. Listen with an intention to understand the other person. And what is empathic listening? Very, very important. Empathic listening मतलब अपने आप को उसके जूते में डाल के देखो, right? Put yourself in the other person's shoes and see how does he feel. Empathy matlab just stands there, don't do anything. Whenever some person asks us a question, immediately we have a habit of blabbering advice. किसी को बोलो कि मेरा पेट दुख रहा है, अरे तो पुदीन हरा खा लेना, ये कर लेना, वो कर लेना. Who is asking your advice? People just want to hear. He wants some support. He wants some empathy. Empathy matlab just stand there, don't do anything. And sympathy means don't just stand there, do something. So we don't understand when to give empathy and when to give sympathy, and that is the cause of all the problems. Your mother has called you up, you're in the hostel, and she is telling all her story, and आप बोलते हो, हाँ मम्मी ऐसा कर लो, वैसा कर लो. No, don't do that. She just wants her son to hear. And just by hearing, there are big therapies, listening therapies in UK and US, where a person calls up a counselor and he gets paid just to listen to his problems patiently. Can you believe this? So very important in listening, habit 4 is to understand that we should listen the person very, very carefully with full attention. आज का एक और golden line, please make a note. Wherever your attention goes, energy flows. एक फूल को अटेंशन नहीं देंगे तो मुरझा जाएगा. खाना पका रहे हैं, खाने को अटेंशन नहीं देंगे, खाना जल जाएगा. पढ़ाई में ध्यान नहीं देंगे, फेल हो जाएंगे. जॉब को ध्यान नहीं देंगे, जॉब चला जाएगा. अपने स्पाउस को ध्यान नहीं देंगे, डिवोर्स हो जाएगा. एंड गर्लफ्रेंड को भी ध्यान नहीं देंगे तो शी विल से यू गुड बाय. Wherever your attention goes, energy flows. That's why it is so important for a leader to understand and connect with himself, to conduct with the other person's needs. So I would like to share this first point is long and I will take some more time in it. Generally, the leaders face and do a lot of problem solving. People come with their problems. And a counselor should understand the formula. Please note this formula. The admin can type in the box OFNR formula. How many of you would like to know about the OFNR formula? Please type Y in the chat box. Y in the chat box. OFNR. Thank you, Shavati, Alisha. Thank you for that loving interaction. So whenever a person says anything, follow these 4 principles and your life will change. This is from Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg. O for observation, F for feeling, N for needs, and R for requests. And I'll be telling you in details. Rather than habitual automated reactions, our words become conscious responses based on self-awareness. We express ourselves with honesty and clarity while paying attention to respectful and empathic attention. Now, leadership is not about a title or a designation. It's about impact, influence, and inspiration. The 3 I's of leadership is impact, influence, and inspiration. The 3 I's. And if you have understood even this one slide from today's presentation, life will change by the end this seminar ends, right? So generally, OFNR, thank you. Observation, feelings, needs, and request. And this is the sutra for communication and listening skills for a leader. Generally, we become frustrated when instead of observing, we judge people. Are, he's a useless person, ye alsi hai, ye bekar hai, he is good for nothing, he's a time waster. And we label people as if we are the Chief Justice of India. So rather than making judgments, do a communication of making observation. Rather than brooding on your own thoughts like a helicopter, do the landing and come to your feelings, because feelings will never lie. You know, your heart will tell the truth. Don't brood on the thought platform, but come to the feelings and ask this question to yourself. How are you feeling while listening to this seminar? Can all of you type, how are you feeling today while listening to this seminar, Zoom seminar? Don't just think about the points. Thank you, Soham, for that. Great. Just write your feeling. Great. Right? So write your feeling. Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Energetic. Thank you. Okay. So well, thank you. Insightful. Rakesh, thank you, because this is the feeling. But if you keep on the thought platform, meditation means from thinking to feeling to being. And the most important thing, दोस्तों मैंने आप लोग को बता दिया है और जानबूझ के मैं हिंदी इंग्लिश कर रहा हूं. I'm using English means Hindi and English क्योंकि I want not to cover huge things, but I want to cover one point, and that one point, thank you, that one point to me is needs. जरूरत, needs. अपनी जरूरत को समझिए, दूसरों की जरूरत को समझिए. अगर आप अपनी जरूरत को समझ पाए तभी आप दूसरों की जरूरत को समझ पाएंगे, and you will be a good leader. When we don't understand our needs and other needs, we go into a BMW mode. How many of you want to know the full form of BMW? Please type BMW in the chat box. BMW. And that BMW is blaming, mourning, and wailing mode. This is not a BMW car over here. It's a blaming, mourning, and wailing mode. And when you do a non-violent communication, instead of demanding from the other person, you request the other person. So generally, if we judge others, we blame others. But instead of judging, you observe others. Thanks for the lovely reciprocation of the admin. Instead of thoughts, go to the feelings. And instead of blaming others, see, aapki zarurat kya hai? And instead of demanding from the other person, I'll request all the participants to please take a screenshot of this and put it in your hostel room or bar dekhiye. Get in touch with yourself. What is my feeling? How am I feeling after attending this presentation? and what are my needs which are getting fulfilled. ये presentation से मेरी जिंदगी की क्या क्या जरूरतें पूरी हो रही है. Okay, next. An immature leader will immediately react, judge, and he goes into the zone of good, bad, right, wrong, and that's judgment. Leaders who have no power to listen want to be surrounded by yes men. Ganga jaye to Ganga Ram, Yamuna jaye to Yamuna Ram. How many of you have seen people कि अपने ही community के साथ घूमता है cult culture? अभी बारिश हो रहा है, हाँ हाँ सर बारिश हो रहा है. अरे बारिश कहाँ हो रहा है? अभी तो धूप है. हाँ हाँ सर सूरज उग गया. Do you want to be surrounded by such shallow yes men? No, of course not. Want to just keep giving orders, cannot empathize or appreciate the subordinates and consider suggestions. अगर ऐसे लोगों को आप कुछ भी suggestion देते हैं, they think अरे मेरे को suggestion वाला देने वाला कौन पैदा हो गया? I am the boss. So he lacks humility. Also, we need to understand that why does one not have patience in leadership? So failing to consider the position of another person, recognizing only one's own motivation, people who lack compassion for others, people who view themselves as centers can never pay heed to others. Highly mechanized, impersonal structure of modern society, where there is impersonal and impatient behavior, insensitivity to others. As I already told you, we live in a fast culture. Card dalo, coffee should be ready. But life doesn't work in that way. Just after having an intimate relationship, after marriage, a person can't have pregnancy just then and then. He has to wait 9 months. If you sow a crop, you have to wait for the time the crop comes up, right? So similarly, to develop leadership skills, it takes time. Creating a favorable debate culture, there should be a favorable sharing where everyone's thought is actually appreciated and helped in. We have to understand that constructive discontent creates awareness, problem exposure, applied empathy, inclusion, participation, learning in action, challenge, and engagement. Great leaders don't tell what to do, they show you how it is to be done. So there is what, there is how, and there is why. Science in this world answers the how of things, and spirituality in this world answers the why of things. How does a person die? As a medical professional, as a professor and head of the department, as MD radio diagnosis, I can tell you that there are 1 million reasons how the person dies. It can die of a stroke, he can die of a myocardial infarction, I can see a MRI block in the brain, he can die of diabetes, hypertension. The answer is there in science. But why does the person die? That answer is there in spirituality and meditation. So leaders need to be in touch with themselves. Great leaders just don't speak about what to do, but they show the way. In one of the town meetings in company Philips, managers must stand before the employees and answer questions posed by posting blank papers throughout the office. So feedbacks are always welcome. Feedbacks should not be downgraded because feedback helps us to serve better. And next we need to understand is humility. Leaders should be able to pull out his mind from any engagement and be fully available for the other person. There are some people who said no time, busy executive, but we want to be a MBMA, managed by moving around. In the previous days, some kings used to be there who at the night would change their dress to become a common man and would go into their kingdom to check out that how the people are there. Are they really happy? हाथी के दिखाने वाले दांत और खाने वाले दांत अलग होते हैं. We are staying in a day and age जहां हम सोचते कुछ और हैं, बोलते कुछ और हैं, दिखाते कुछ और हैं और होता कुछ और है हमारे साथ. How many of you agree with me? Type Y in the chat box. हम बोलते कुछ और हैं, सोचते कुछ और हैं, दिखाते कुछ और हैं और हमारे साथ होता कुछ और है. Thank you for that modest. I love the audience here in IIT. They are so modest. I have given presentations all over India, but I'm liking the energy of IIT Mumbai. How to make the time feel longer and more valuable. You give the personal touch to people, and we need to have the third quality, that is tolerance. All uncertainties, complexities, contradictions require a lot of tolerance to solve. Tolerance is the ability to work in turbulent, high pressure, demanding situation. So the third quote for you, for those who are sticking on till the end, and I'm happy that all participants are sticking on till now, is, what is it? When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. So opportunity knocks at your door only once, and it knocks softly. Make hay while the sun shines. Strike the rod when it is hot. A stitch in time saves nine. Leader must be able to take criticism without reacting or feeling the burden. Now coming to the very important slide of today, all of you please make a note. अगर ये वाला slide आप लोग समझ गए हैं, समझिए कि life will become easier from you. Thank you. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Right. So brain is the hardware and mind is the software. Brain is the hardware, mind is the software. Huh? चाहे brain कैसा भी हो, the software is very important. All the inputs which comes to our brain comes from the five senses: the eyes, the nose, the tongue, ears, and the skin. Nowadays, we are so careful about diet. I get so many people after a MRI scan, sir, हमें क्या खाना चाहिए? Should I follow a vegan diet? Should I follow a keto diet? Should I follow a pure veg diet? What kind of diet should I follow? खाने के मामले में इतना केयरफुल रहते हैं, शरीर के मामले में, तो माइंड के मामले में क्यों केयरफुल नहीं रहते? Because mind is more powerful than the body. There is a healthy body in a healthy mind, and it is very important for the leader to have tolerance and humility only when his mind is controlled. If I keep a lens and keep moving it in front of the sun, will it be able to burn the leaf? Type Y or N in the chat box. If I keep a lens and keep moving it in front of the sun, will it be able to burn the leaf? Please type Y or N in the chat box. No, thank you, Akash, Mukesh, Alisha. Thank you for that response. Similarly, if we keep moving our mind from here and there, Sankalp, Vikalp, then how can we focus on the work? Focus is so important. Mind is the storehouse of thoughts, unfulfilled desires, and previous experiment. And this intelligence is the intellect. We need to exercise our decision-making skill to understand what is to be done and what is not to be done. A beautiful example to study this is that the five horses are like the five senses: the eyes, the nose, the skin, the tongue, and the ears. And the mind is like the rope which holds the horses. The intellect is the person with the black dress who is controlling the horses, and you are the person in the white dress who is traveling in your life. And your body is this chariot, and the soul is the person in the white dress. So this road is the road of life. The chariot is your body. The person in the white dress is the soul. The black dress is the intellect. Mind is the rope. Now suppose I feed these five horses black bagpiper gold or white horse whiskey, what is going to happen? The chariot will topple. Or if the mind is not strong and the intelligence is a tuberculosis patient, can he control the horses? No. So we need to sharpen our intellect by study of self-help books and proper valuable literature on self-development. In today's world, we are working on different habits, and we need to work on the self-development. Yes, Omkar, like the different books are there, the scriptures are there, the scientific books are there. Thank you for that. What is habit? A leader must have the good habits. Everyone who takes a New Year resolution on 1st January, now I want to be the university topper, I'll go to the gym regularly, I will reduce much time which I spend here and there, I will go to the gym regularly, I will go for my swimming classes. So you need to understand that habit is such a thing. If you remove H, a bit remains. Remove HA, bit remains. And remove HAB, it remains. Everything about your thoughts. Everything is about your thoughts, my dear friends. खाने के मामले में इतना careful होते हैं, लेकिन thoughts के मामले में क्यों नहीं होते हैं? When we get up in the morning, we see a WhatsApp message, then we go to the YouTube news and see इसका rape हुआ, उसका murder हुआ. What are you feeding your mind? Whatever goes inside. Thank you, Vasudha, for that so true statement. Thank you for the interaction. Huh? You have to understand, very important, that whatever goes in, that will only come out. If you enter a computer program, what are you going to expect when the output is there if the input is wrong? So the right thought. खाने से भी ज़्यादा important है क्या thoughts आप अंदर डाल रहे हैं. So my fifth golden statement, the admin can make a note of it. Fifth statement, and I'll keep giving this from time to time. Your life is the average of the 5 people whom you associate with. आपकी जिंदगी उन 5 लोगों का एवरेज होगा जो आप अपनी चेतना में रखते हैं, जो आपके साथ नहीं है, जिसकी चेतना में आप रहते हैं, right? Your salary is going to be exactly the salary of these 5 people divided by 5 जिसकी चेतना में आप रहते हैं. How many of you agree with me? Type Y in the chat box. Please type Y in the chat box. Thank you, Elon Musk. Okay, Rakesh, Alisha, Fennel, Santosh. Thank you for that energy. I'm liking the energy of IIT Mumbai. Sow a thought, reap a action. Sow a action, reap a habit. Sow a habit, reap a character. Sow a character, reap a destiny. And that's why it said, you are the maker of your own destiny. It's all about your thoughts, my dear friends. Read the book Heal Your Life by Louis Hay. Read the book The Power of Belief. Read the books on importance, The Secret by Rhonda Bryan, and you will see that it's all about your thoughts. सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग? सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग? Right? Coming to the next important topic. True leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. How many of you agree with this slide? Please type Y in the chat box. True leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. Thank you. Thank you, Vashisht, Vasudha, Alisha. Thank you so much. Now, there are only 4 types of thoughts. There are only 4 types of thoughts. ज़्यादा नहीं है. Buffet menu में ज़्यादा type के खाने नहीं है. Okay? This is not Marriott. Okay? Where there is a multifaceted buffet menu with 100 items. Okay? Thank you, Mukesh, for the thanks for this quotation. And I'm giving you many quotations till the end for those who stick on. So your thoughts could be positive, negative, necessary, and waste. And for a leader, it is most important that he feeds his thoughts properly. प्लेन में जा रहे हैं, ऑक्सीजन कम हो गया, पहले खुद को तो ऑक्सीजन लगा लो ना. खुद ही हम डूब रहे हैं तो दूसरे को कैसे बचाएंगे? डूब रहे हैं तो उसको पकड़ेंगे तो खुद और जल्दी से डूबेंगे. Positive thoughts is joy, love, hope, mercy, peace, honesty, harmony, tolerance, enthusiasm. And negative thoughts is anger, stress, egoism, racism, laziness, revenge, criticism, jealousy. And some thoughts are necessary, work, career, routine. And some thoughts are waste. So please understand, one who broods about the past and dreams about the future, and one who is not there in the present, his life is not meaningful. So which kind of thoughts you would like to be? Please type P, N, NE or W. What kind of thoughts you would love to have in your life? And we will be seeing this by the end. If you understood, thank you. Positive always, positive. P. I'm liking that P. Okay, Revti, thank you. So you have to understand that thoughts is the cycle of everything. Thoughts is the cycle of everything. Your thoughts decide your chetana decides your attitude decides your perception decides your behavior, and your behavior defines your memory. Whatever goes inside the software, that will only come out, na? अगर 6 virus हैं, lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion, software is junked. The best of the hardware, even Apple Macintosh MacBook will not work if the software is junked. How do we degrade from positive to negative thinking? So I would like to share with you a very important thing, and I will request the admins to put the link here. I attended one of these courses on journey of self-discovery. Till now, I have spent 55 lakh rupees on training my own self. Okay? Because the most important person in the car is the driver of the car. We spend on clothes, we spend on different gadgets, but who is spending on oneself? So I attended a beautiful seminar on journey of self-discovery, which deals with who am I? What is the purpose of life? What is this cosmic intelligence? How to conquer the real problems of life? And this helped me so much. I just remembered this. And I would request the admins to put this link. And I would request all of you to give the feedback on this link, which will be posted from time to time, so that we understand the feedbacks and help you serve better. Request the admins to please put the link in the chat box. So please understand one very important thing is, yes, and thank you, the feedback of the seminar. I would love to have the feedback of the seminar from all of you, and kindly take out some time to write it down. So our life functions on X-axis and Y-axis. In X-axis, there is peace and comfort, and in Y-axis, there is unlimited happiness and love. Until you are peaceful, you cannot be happy. How many of you agree with me that until you're peaceful, you cannot be happy? Please type Y in the chat box. And acceptance gives happiness. Without peace, happiness becomes greed. So this is one of the most important slides for a leader. Please make a note, and I'm going to spend some 5 minutes on this. That how to tackle mind disturbance. First is to release the blame. So in energy sciences, I have done a lot of energy sciences, and first is to release the blame. Then to acknowledge the emotions by being in touch with yourself, your feelings, and then connect and reconnect. Just like the mobile tower is lost and then our mobile doesn't function, we have to understand TLC thing, you just do it. You have to understand that we have to connect and reconnect to our needs again and again. And we need to find out the strategies of the needs. So there is observation, there is feelings, there is needs, and there is request. And we need to check out this option to clear this mind disturbance. Through love, a leader empowers people, and in return, they are available to him when he needs them. कोई बड़ा झंझट नहीं है, कोई बड़ा story नहीं बता रहा हूं. It's a very simple thing. Love people from the heart, and the love will come back from your students. As a leader, you take care of the people from the heart. The most important word in leadership. Again, the next quote, I will request the admin to type it again. The most important word in leadership is needs, and the most important attitude in leadership is your intention. If I am giving this lecture just to impress all of you, then it will not touch your heart. But if my motivation to give this seminar is very clear, so that I can be of some benefit and able to serve you through my intention. Intention is the most important thing for a leader. Whether I want name, fame, prestige for myself, or my intention is to serve each and every one of you, that really counts. So not getting angry when felt insulted, not harboring anger, not answering back, and not regretting for not taking action is like a leader who doesn't like protest. Coming to the central part of today's seminar, next is adaptability and flexibility. A leader should be flexible like a river. A river comes from the hills and flows down in ecstasy. It doesn't take care of the rocks and adjusts in different personalities and situations. When a storm comes, a flexible coconut tree will bend down and come back, but a rigid banyan tree will be uprooted. How much is your flexibility quotient? Just like a car functions on 4 wheels, the PQ, the IQ, the EQ, and the SQ, the physical quotient, emotional quotient, intelligence quotient, and the spiritual quotient, I also say a very important quotient is FQ, and that is your flexibility quotient. How much your flexibility. You have seen in the circus, the trapeze artist who changes from one point to other and from one point to other because he's flexible. It is very important for the leader to understand this. The top priority in the employee's wish list you have to understand. The nature of the soul is to give and receive love. Everyone wants personal touch. At one time, I was taking webinars, but people want personal touch. So I switched to Zoom seminars, where I keep the video on. I interact with the people because everyone loves a personal touch, recognition, appreciation, and creative freedom. I will request the admin to keep posting the links so that the feedbacks are given, and those who would love to attend the further sessions, they can take a dive. Role of the leader's flexibility in employees' motivation, getting employees involved at every level, giving them a sense of family. Now, the next important quote, I will give you 10 quotes today. I'm loving the audience. I'm loving your energy. So 10 quotes from me. So, आज का कोई छोटा बच्चा जब किसी के घर पे जाता है ना, तो मम्मी को बोलना पड़ता है, अरे आंटी को थैंक यू बोलो, बाय बोलो. पता है क्यों? Because we are associating with gadgets so much that our life has become like a gadget. I am doing so many MRIs and CT scans, and I often find that a person may get a heart attack even if his blood profile is totally normal. The cholesterol is normal, LDL is normal. You know why? Because the heart is constipated. Feelings का constipation हो गया है. किसी को feelings express नहीं किया जाता है. छोटे बच्चे को भी बोलना पड़ता है, आंटी को थैंक यू बोलो, और वो बोलते क्यों बोलूं मैं क्यों बोलूं? Well, we need to understand that flexibility is very important thing which we need to take care. And the most important next quote is belongingness, अपनापन. If you want to be a good leader, अपने लोगों को अपनापन दीजिए. Give them a personal touch. Give them a family culture. ऐसे बहुत families बोलते हैं ना, सहारा इंडिया परिवार, ये परिवार, कोई परिवार नहीं होता बॉस. अपना परिवार तो अपना परिवार होता है. But if you give that sense of belongingness, people will stick on with you. Huh? You can wake up a sleeping person, but you cannot wake up a person who is acting to sleep. Leaders should know where, how, and what extent to adapt. And next important thing is discrimination. We need to have the knowledge where leaders can accept their mistakes. And mistake is a mistake if we don't learn from it and don't repeat it. The best leader have a high consideration factor. They really care about their people. So the next quote from me, the seventh quote, all of you, how many of you would like to know the seventh quote? BIO, please type BIO in the chat box. Okay. Will you send a PDF of this seminar? Yes, I will send the PDF to the admins and the admin can share. But I would love to have a feedback from all of you because then we can post it to you as a PDF. The best leaders have a high consideration. So my next quote, people don't care what you know, they know what you care. People don't care what you know, they know what you care. You may have a 10,000 friends in Facebook. You may have 1 million subscribers on YouTube. But when you are in the ICU, how many people are there with you? That is your real caring person. Okay, so please understand this difference. And next we come. When a leader makes a mistake but tries to cover it up, it's a lack of integrity. And then we have to understand when the leader is honest, he helps his subordinates. A leader should show vulnerability. Vulnerability should be shown. He can also make mistakes, but he should have the courage to accept the mistakes. So it is very important for a leader. Decision making is so important. He needs to investigate, analyze, synthesize, and understand the things before he goes into the depth of the matter. And what is the seventh and the second last habit? Responsibility. I have written it as responsibility. That means courage emboldens such capacities as willingness to take a stand, to raise your voice against the injustice, to face pain and rejection, to act with honor and grace, and to maintain the values in the face of opposition, and admitting one's most mistakes. Great leaders don't set out to be a leader, they set out to make a difference. It's never about the role, it's all about the goal. It's never about the role, it's all about the goal. Coming to the last but not most important thing is the team spirit. Thank you, Vasudha, for that excellent. Thank you so much. So team spirit, you have to understand that alone you can't do anything. If you walk the road alone, you can go on for some time. But if you walk the road with people, you can go on for a long time. You may win a 100 meters race, but life is not a 100 meters race. It's a marathon. You take the stick, give it on. There are some wonderful leaders like Tata. It's not that the company ends when he ends. He has created a legacy and the company goes on and on, even when you are not there. So there is cooperation. A leader can inspire team spirit only when he himself cooperates. And when he makes people feel good about themselves, feel good about others, feel good about the organization, and feel good about the mission and vision about the institution. So closer relationships, greater success. It's all about heart-to-heart relationships. And there is an international statistics. When someone assumes a new leadership role, 40% chance is of demonstration of disappointment. 82% of them fail to build teamwork because of lack of relationships. 58% people are confused about their own needs and others' needs. And 52% lack the required skills and knowledge. So there are 3 bodies of knowledge. Next quote from me, 3 bodies of knowledge. And I am glad that almost many participants are sticking on. And these 3 things are knowledge, skills, and attitude. You can have a good knowledge, but skill is a must. If you don't upgrade yourself, you'll vanish like the Nokia mobile and Samsung and iPhone will take over. You need to gear yourself up, and learning is still the last day of your life. Please type, if learning is still the last day of your life, type L in the chat box. Learning is still the last day of your life. Thank you for that, L. Nikhil, Alisha, Shravri. Thank you, Rakesh, Mukesh. Thank you, Alisha, Akash, Mohit. Learning is still the last date of life. And a research of Stanford University showed that the Japanese culture went ahead in productivity than the American culture because the sense of belongingness and family spirit was there. Closer relationship, greater success. So there is a vertical relationship and there is a horizontal relationship. In Vedic times, the kings were saintly and where they actually cared about the citizens. So this is taken from the Vedas, that there are four things: Toshana, Pranama, Upalan, and Anusashan. To take care that sufficient food is there for the citizens, to distribute gifts to satisfy them, to cultivate meetings and speaking sweetly to people, and discipline is the pillar of life. Anusashan, giving instructions on how to become a good citizen. Remember these four C's, please type C. Yes, knowledge, skill, and attitude. These are the three C's of knowledge. These are the four C's and four cancers which a leader should be away from, because criticism, complaint, comparison, and unhealthy competition. Criticism, complaint, comparison, and competition. Very important slide. If you have too much dependence, you will stunt the creativity. If there is too much independence, there will be instability. And if there is interdependence, then the best option of emotional bond is there. And this is a beautiful quote by Mother Teresa. You can do what I cannot do, and I can do what you cannot do. Together we can do the great things. Together we can do the great things. You can do what I cannot do, and I can do what you cannot do. But together we can do the great things. Coming to the end of today's seminar, what is the difference between a corporation and a community? Corporation gives the power of authority, bureaucracy, politics, competition, rigid rules. But community is a family. Community works from the heart. Community helps each other. In community, there is healthy responsibility, commitment, and teamwork. Community gives a richer involvement to people and opting to others, and helps in relationship as a whole. कितने लोगों को ऐसी जिंदगी चाहिए? Do you want your life to be like this? Y or N? Please type Y or N in the chat box. Coming to the line. No, thank you राकेश. कई बार हमारी जिंदगी ऐसी होती है. हाँ, कई बार हमारी जिंदगी ऐसी होती है. दो लोग भाग रहे थे, कुतुब मीनार के ऊपर भाग रहे थे, और ऊपर जाके हाँ जब पहुंचे तो बोले चाबी कहाँ है? ऊपर में डब्बा था, चाबी नीचे छूट गया. Success means to know how much to do, for whom to do, till when to do, and why to do. You must understand this. And अपना जिंदगी को ऐसे मत कीजिए कि पूरा रेल लाइन बनाने के बाद लास्ट में ऐसा हो गया. Rather, I would love all of you to live this kind of life where each one teach one while being taught by one. The universities are doing a good job, but who teaches about the science of life? Who teaches about leadership and how to live the life? So last but not the least, I would love to end today's presentation by a beautiful poem composed by one of my dear friends. Loving chains that tie, each precious moment flitting by. If we don't use a vision of choice, we won't have one for us to voice, and time will destroy the glorious past. Just memories will remain, memories will last. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your patient hearing. I thank each and every one of you. Although this topic is very vast, in this limited time, I could serve all of you by giving up a slight slice of life of what leadership is all about. Thank you for the thanks, Tekala, Vasudha, Dinesh, Shashank, Santosh. So I know there are many questions. We will be taking some questions. This lecture will be uploaded on YouTube soon. If I'm not able, I will take a few questions, but I promise to all of you, if you put your questions on the comment section of the YouTube, I will take out my time and energy to answer each and every one of your questions. I've also given my mobile number, and please fill in the feedback form. In the feedback form, you all can connect with us to know life much, much better. Thank you very much. Over to admin for any questions, please.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, they can put in the chat box also, and they can raise hand. We can take one by one.
It would be nice if you can type your question in the chat box, or if anyone has a pressing question, because there are so many participants, I am not able to see all of you. The admin can give the chance. Take from front. I will request all of you to switch on your videos for a second, so that I can remember my memories with all of you. Okay, and remember these moments with all of you. Thank you for switching on your videos, and I'll keep a screenshot of this, because we don't know life goes very fast, and we have spent some time together last maybe few minutes, and I would love to interact with each one of you personally. And thank you. Let's go on with the questions, please. Over to admin to allow the participants to choose their questions. If they can either type it in the chat box or ask the question. By unmuting yourself, you can ask the question, please. Yeah. Yeah, Dinesh, I'm still coming in the LinkedIn. I have requested my digital team that soon I'll be coming on LinkedIn as well. Yeah. Yeah, so a good question has come. This is from Rakesh. As a leader, how to overcome the fear of defeat? Wonderful question. Please give a big hand to Rakesh. So please understand, according to the World Health Organization, there are three topmost fears. There are three topmost fears. The biggest fear is the fear of death. And the second fear is the question which you asked is the fear of defeat. And third is the fear of loneliness. All of you know the story of Sushant Singh Rajput. What happened to him? It's a very sad story, but many a times, even in our life, we face such a problem. So please understand that if you want to overcome fear, you have to develop the quality of fearlessness. And this comes when we understand spirituality in details. Nainam chinnanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha. Ask this question, who am I? This is my hand, but am I this hand? No. This is my body, but am I this body? No. If I am not this body, who am I? I see with my eyes, I hear with my ears, but does my body see or does my ear hears, right? So if we go into the different sacred texts, yeah, we have to understand that we are the spirit, soul, or the Atma, right? There is near-death experiences. I have given a whole talk in my YouTube channel. So please note down my spelling very carefully. You have to type this in the YouTube channel, Dr. Saurabh Chaudhuri. The Chaudhuri is a different spelling. And just go to the section on the science of soul, where I have discussed in detail how to cultivate fearlessness, because no one can kill you. You are eternal. This life is just a slice of the life, right? And when we develop this quality of fearlessness, that no one can destroy you, and there are some eternal things in life, then we can overcome fear. How to overcome defeat? Please understand that when Thomas Edison could not understand, if he was not able to make the bulb for the first time, he never said that I was defeated. He said, I learned 1,000 ways not to build an electric bulb. So it's all about the attitude, my dear friend. If our attitude is strong, then we never feel defeat. It's not about who fails. This quote is in the end. It is not about who fails. It is about the person who falls, gets up fast, and starts running. Thank you. Well, I'll take this question from Alisha Khatun. How to handle things when everything is getting out of hand and our project is about to drown? How can we pull the team out of the sea when we are feeling lost and have no idea what to do? So please understand, as a doctor, कभी मेरे फैमिली में प्रॉब्लम होता है ना, तो मैं खुद का फैमिली का सर्जरी नहीं कर सकता हूं. Because when we are in the game, we cannot solve it. We need to take some higher guidance. We need to take some mentoring. One person is in the game and one person is above the game. The person who sees the game from top, he can give you the guidance. A person जो डूब रहा है वो अपने आप को बचा नहीं सकता, उसको हाथ देना चाहिए. जो बाहर खड़ा है, he can pull the other person, right? So specialized mentoring, counseling is required. From Renuka Rathod. Okay, thank you, Renuka. How to control your emotional feelings? Very important. अभी ध्यान से सुनिए हाँ. You all are going deep, so I am going deep. OFNR, observations, feelings, needs and request. ध्यान से सुनिएगा मेरे दोस्तों. अब असली चीज देने वाला हूं. How many of you are agreeing? Don't type anything in the chat box, नहीं तो questions ऊपर चला जाएगा. Okay? Yeah. So when your need is fulfilled, you get a happy feeling. When your need is not fulfilled, you get a bad feeling. Note कर लीजिए. When your need is fulfilled, you get a happy feeling. When your need is not fulfilled, you get a bad feeling. So how to control your emotions and feelings is by the A, B, C and D formula. A, B, C, D formula. A is to associate with people who have controlled their emotions, because your life will become like that. If you are a smoker, don't go associate with smokers. B is for reading books on self-help, books which really help you. C for is chanting and meditation. It is very important to take some time out to meditate, do yoga and pranayam, where you connect with your own self. Recently, I was solving a divorce situation. He was a big karodpati from Pune, and I was solving his divorce problem. And when I went deep into meditation with him, you know what he said? Doctor, मैं अपने आप से इतना दूर हो गया कि मेरी बीवी मेरे से इतना दूर हो गई. So this world is just a reflection of what goes inside. जो आपके साथ अंदर हो रहा है वही बाहर होगा. See The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. Okay, whatever is your belief system, the universe will give it to you. आपने सुना होगा ना, कायनात लग जाती है वो देने के लिए. So if you want to control your feelings, A for association, B for books, C for chanting and meditation, and D for diet. What is the importance of diet? जैसा अन्न वैसा मन. You will make sure that मम्मी का हाथ का खाना बना हुआ सबको अच्छा लगता है. क्यों? उसमें जीरा और राई कुछ अलग होता है. Because the energy is different. When you go and take prasadam in the temple, or when you go and take spiritually oblated foods, you will see that the energy is different. Okay. Next question from Mukesh. I like to help people, but at the same time, I left behind and make me angry, fear, and competition. How to overcome this? So you have to understand one thing, Mukesh, that again I say again and again and again. अगर आपका ग्लास ही नहीं भरा हुआ है, आप कितने लोगों को पानी दे सकते हैं? अगर आपका ग्लास भरा ही नहीं हुआ है, तो आप कितने लोगों को पानी दे सकते हैं? अगर आपका ग्लास पूरा भी भरा हुआ है, आप कितने लोगों को कब तक पानी दे सकते हैं? एंड माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, इफ यू वांट टू हेल्प पीपल लाइफ लॉन्ग, आपके ग्लास में पानी भरते रहना चाहिए और उफान आना चाहिए, और इतना ज्यादा आपका एनर्जी होना चाहिए कि एनर्जी की बरसात हो और एनर्जी अंदर से तूफान की तरह निकले, एंड इट ड्राउन्स द होल वर्ल्ड अराउंड यू. There may be a room full of darkness, but one matchstick can reflect and take out the darkness, right? So you will not feel angry and fearful if your positive energy is so much, which comes through yoga, pranayam, and meditation, which comes through self-help books and training. And when you are flowing with love, when you are flowing with positive energy, you will affect our. How many of you have the realization that when you go to some hostel room, you feel very awkward, you feel irritated, वहां से भागने का मन करता है किसी किसी लोग के साथ एक सेकंड. But we have finished 1 hour seminar and you all are still sticking on because the energy is positive, the vibes are positive. So my last quote for all of you: your vibe attracts your tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. आपका क्या एनर्जी है, वैसे ही लोग आपको जिंदगी में मिलेंगे. बहुत लोग आके मेरे से बोलते हैं, सर यही थर्ड क्लास आदमी मेरे को हमेशा क्यों मिलते रहता है? एक बेकार गर्लफ्रेंड गई तो दूसरी आई, वो भी उससे भी थर्ड क्लास, वो उससे भी थर्ड क्लास. It's not their problem, it's your problem. If you resonate with 550 hertz, you will attract people with 550 hertz. If you attract with 1 million hertz, you will attract people with 1 million hertz. My dear friends, it's all about you. It's not about them. Last quote, I'll give you more quotes. It's all about you. It's not about them. Okay. So, well, I'll request the admin. There are so many questions coming in. How long we can go on? It's already 7:15. Over to the admin for today. Yes, please. Can I have a word from the admin? In the meanwhile, if you have questions, please type it out. I'm not able to hear. Do we have the admin here? So please remember, yeah, 15 minutes more. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So anyone has any questions, you can unmute and ask, or unmute and ask, or you can put it in the chat box. It's over to you. More questions? Anyone? Yes, please. So please remember that what I told you today is just the nucleus of the atom of the fathomless oceanic knowledge which awaits you. I attended this first seminar. Let me talk to you about myself. August 1998, आज से 22 साल पहले, August 1998, मेरा फर्स्ट ईयर MBBS में एडमिशन हुआ पुणे में, and I was totally lost. You know the ragging. ragging in MBBS colleges. Oh God, I was so frustrated. I was about to go back home. And then I attended this seminar on journey of self-discovery. And when I attended the speaker, I felt that life is all about सुबह उठना, brush करना. हमारे समय में मोबाइल भी नहीं होता था. Going to the medical college, reading about, or is life something higher? Is life some deeper meaning? Why I am doing what I am doing? What is the purpose of life? Everyone sings a song. हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन. My question is, when can we say that हम actually कामयाब हुए हैं? We can build a house, but we need a home. You can take medicines, but you cannot buy health. You can have people around you, but you cannot have dedicated people. Everyone is running behind money, power. But I realize in life that higher than money power is manpower. And manpower means a person. In today's day and date, in the guided missiles and misguided men, fast food but difficult to digest, broad roads, narrow hearts, smiling faces, crying hearts. Along with my medical science, I was reading the books on embryology. I was reading the books. I also made a dive in spirituality. I went to different meditation centers. I read the Gita. I read the Bhagavad. I read the books on self-help. I went to various ashrams and meditation centers and from the yoga gurus. It's not those typical gurus, jaisa guru, vaisa chela, ho narak mein thelam thela. No, not the typical bogus gurus, but from qualified people. I understood spirituality in a very scientific way. And I have my patients, I have my online reporting. But along with that, please understand that the Maslow's triangle is a triangle or a pyramid in which there are different needs. आज पूरे सेमिनार से अगर आपने बस ये 4 लेटर वर्ड सीख लिया तो आई एम हैप्पी कि मैं जो करने के लिए आया था मैंने आपको दिया. और वो 4 लेटर है NEED. अपनी जरूरत को समझिए. लाइफ बीत जाएगा, सांसें चली जाएंगी, लेकिन जब जिंदगी के एंड में यू नो व्हाट्स द मोस्ट बैड फीलिंग. एंड स्टीफन कोवी इन हिज फर्स्ट लाइन सेज बिगिन विद द एंड इन माइंड. बार बार देखिए कि आपका डायरेक्शन किधर है. I have seen so many near-death experiences. I work in the intensive cardiac care unit, and it's a different experience, my dear friends. You're engineers, and I'm a doctor. मैं जिंदगी के साथ खेलता हूँ. जब कोई आदमी मरता है, and he holds the hand, and he says, "Doctor, can you give me 5 minutes more? Doctor, I want to live 5 minutes more." And I see the ECG graph is getting straight. I pray to the Almighty and say that it's not in my hands. We have to understand. मैंने एक प्रेस्क्रिप्शन देखा जिसमें लिखा था we treat and he cures. So at one point of time we need to understand that there are higher powers in this universe, and that is telepathy, that is Bermuda's triangle, there is near death experiences, there is phobias, and we need to understand that and understand the higher dimensions of life, which is possible when you have a serious interest. So there is a question from Santosh. Many times I think and plan to start some social work, and due to being involved with logic that it will not work, I quit working on idea. How to overcome that? Well, Santosh, thank you for that beautiful intention. क्योंकि आज के दिन में लोग किसी के बारे में सोचता कौन है? You at least have an intention. So please understand, Santosh, you have an intention for social work, but you can't do it alone. You need to have like-minded people with you. And for developing that like-minded people, you need to learn the leadership skills. And that is why I'm inviting you for this. Okay, thank you. So, I'll thank the admin who has shared my YouTube link also. This lecture will come in. All of you can put your questions and I will personally be replying to each and every of your question. So please understand that if you want social work, social means with the society. You cannot do it alone. Okay. So be genuine about your intention. Develop your knowledge. पहली बात मैं बोल रहा हूँ, develop your knowledge. Have the knowledge. क्योंकि just by wearing a Raymond suit, you don't become a complete man. Okay? You don't become a complete man by Mayu suitings or Raymond suitings. You become a complete man with knowledge. And after the knowledge, you need to have the skills. Anyone who doesn't upgrade his software will be outdated. And even if you have the knowledge and skill, if your attitude is not proper, and there is no university in this current world and era, let it be Harvard, let it be Stanford, who teaches deep lessons on the science of life, the school of life, how to handle emotions, how to handle feelings, how to handle a heartbreak. And that is what we are teaching. So connect with us, and I'm sure you'll transform your life. Today is a day of information system. There is only information, 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 but there is no transformation. How many of you agree with me? There is only information and there is no transformation. Okay? Yes, Sharvari, I will take your question also. Right? So this seminar is not an information download system to the brain. Mind my words, my dear friends. This seminar is not an information download system to the brain. This seminar is a process of heart transformation through accessing the higher principles of life. And Sharvari has pasted a beautiful question. Is it good to overthink? No, it's not good to overthink. I call this paralysis through analysis. I call this overthinking problem. कुछ लोग सोचते ही रहते हैं, सोच सोच के उनकी वीरगति को प्राप्त कर जाते हैं. हम ऐसा करेंगे, हम वैसा करेंगे, उसके बाद हम ऐसा करेंगे, और ये करते करते वो कुछ भी नहीं कर पाता है. So a last quote. I'm sorry, I'm telling you last, but I can't control myself. Huh? You are so interesting. Your energy is so amazing that you are literally pulling it out from me. Okay. So I say to all of you, my last quote for today. Knowing is not doing, doing is knowing. बहुत simple है. Knowing is not doing, doing is knowing. हाँ, swimming कैसे करते हैं? पहले पानी में जाओ, नाक को नीचे करो, राइट हैंड को ऐसे करो, जब राइट हैंड को इधर करते हो पीछे से पैर को उठाओ, फिर जब राइट हैंड को इधर करते हो पीछे से पैर को उठाओ, पानी में डालते ही वो डूब के मर जाएगा. राइट? So knowing is not doing, my dear friends. Doing is knowing. And one more last quote I want to give to all of you. I can't control. I'm sorry for that. Okay. And the last quote, my dear friends. Don't wait for the right time. Don't wait for the right time that you will feel good and then you will do something. Do the good thing and you will feel good. Mind my words. My dear friends, don't wait for the right time कि जब सही समय आएगा तब मैं करूंगा. No. कर दो, सही समय आ जाएगा. And now I want to tell you one more quote. I'm not able to control myself. Okay. Recently, one of my close relatives died of, a friend, I will say, died and left his body because of corona. मैं तो बोलता हूं कोरोना में कुछ तो करो ना. दूसरों को तो लेक्चर देने में बहुत मजा आता है. जब मैं गया, when I went to the funeral pyre, वहां दीवार पे एक कोट लिखा हुआ था और वो कोट पढ़ के मेरी जिंदगी बदल गई. How many of you would like to know about the quote? Please type Q in the chat box. Please type Q in the chat box. Quote, quote, quote. Q. Thank you. So listen to this. I think this should be the last. I went and उसमें लिखा था. I literally shook up. A shiver ran down my spine. I got goosebumps. मेरे बाल खड़े हो गए. The pyre was burning. The fire was there. And there was that mirage above the fire. And I was reading the quote through the fire. And it was, कबीरा जब आए थे, कबीरा जब आए थे, कबीर रोए जग हसे, कबीरा जब जाए, कबीर हसे जग रोए. Now this looks to be very simple, my dear friends, but it's very deep. When a small child is born, he generally cries. And the relatives just say this, hey, mera bale, all these things. He cries and the world laughs. And when a person dies, he literally cries. And the world also cries. But Kabir, the great saint, he laughed and the world cried. Ask these questions to yourself. Would you like to leave this world? Death is a reality. Would you like to leave this world with a smiling face or a crying face? And how can you smile at the time of death? It is not easy. It is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. It's not easy. Only if you have taken care of your life very, very properly, you have led a meaningful life, you have led a life of giving back to society, giving back to the universe, giving back to God. My father is a psychiatrist. जब मैं स्कूल जाता था सेंट जेवियर्स रांची, हर दिन जब मैं पापा के क्लिनिक से जाता था, मेरा अंदर के रूम में माय फादर वुड सी पेशेंट्स और वहां एक कोट लगा रहता था, एंड दैट कोट वाज, व्हाट गॉड गिव्स टू यू is God's gift to you. What you do for God and others is your gift to God. Right? जिंदगी को ऐसे जिए कि आज का दिन आपका लास्ट डे हो. If announcement was there that you have 1 hour to go, what you would be doing? Ask this question: why I am doing, what I am doing, for whom I am doing, till when I am doing, and what is the purpose of life? I asked these questions to myself, and my life made a total turn. Today, I'm giving seminars all around India as a motivational speaker, digital spirituality, entrepreneurship. I have 4-5 programs along with my radiology business. I earn more than 10 lakh rupees per month. I have spent 55 lakh rupees on training myself. And एक लास्ट चीज देता हूं, हाँ, I just can't control myself. अपने जिंदगी से ना दोस्तों, अपने जिंदगी से ना हैव टू हटा दीजिए. अपने जिंदगी से हैव टू को हटा दीजिए और चूज टू को ले जाइए. मेरे जिंदगी से मैंने हैव टू को हटा दिया, क्योंकि हैव टू ना दिमाग से होता है और चूज टू दिल से होता है. लेट अस बी ट्रूथफुल, लेट अस बी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. हमारे मुखौटा को हम लोग निकाले, सच्चाई में जिए. Let us follow this path of truthfulness, satyameva jayate, right? Let us lead a life of pure intention. अरे करके तो देखो, जिंदगी में क्या क्या ने ट्राई किया. कोई भी नया मूवी आता है जाके देखते हैं कि नहीं? एक बार जो मैं बोला करके तो देखो, सिर्फ 3-4 दिन करके देखो, and universe will reciprocate with you. Life is mystical. If you want to live an ordinary life, life will be ordinary for you. And if you want to live a magical life, universe will show a magical reflection to you. I can honestly share with you that my life is magical. I really don't know what is my schedule tomorrow. So many seminars. This week I have 7 seminars. SRM Chennai, in one medical college, in 2 or 3 corporate companies, in one international school. Because I have always tried to work within. I have never tried to work outside. The Bhagavad Gita says, work within. Prakrite kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasha. We have to understand that when you look within and get in touch with yourself, you are able to understand the significance of life, the meaning of life, the truth of life. अपनी जिंदगी से have to को हटा दीजिए और choose to में जी के देखिए. Life will transform in a day, my dear friends. So I think I have crossed 15 minutes. I would love to spend the whole night talking to you, but time and tide waits for none. Opportunity knocks at your door only once and knocks softly. Please, please, please type and go to the link, get connected and transform your lives. I will end for today. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for all your patient hearing.
Thank you very much, sir, for such a wonderful guidance. Hopefully, we'll get an opportunity to hear from you, sir, also in the future. And extremely grateful to all the students for their enthusiastic participation. Kindly please fill the feedback form for the session sent on the chat box.
Your feedbacks are very important to us, and depending on your feedbacks, we modify our session. Because when it comes to seminar, it's all about you. It's not about मुझे अपना ज्ञान का प्रदर्शन नहीं करना है यहाँ. मुझे अपना ज्ञान का प्रदर्शन नहीं करना है यहाँ. मुझे आपकी जरूरतों को पूरी करनी है और आपकी जरूरत पूरी हुई. So well, thank you, Santosh, for that Om Shanti in the end. I'm loving it. Okay, friends, thank you very much. Bye-bye. A lot of love to all of you. I love to meet all of you again and again. Connect with me on my YouTube channel and I'll be there with all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Bye-bye. See you.
Thank you. Thank you all.